Hi everyone, we're going to talk about week 4 today, and specifically week 4 we're going to be going over reference works. So the way that this is going to work is you're going to begin by reading about what reference works are and watching some videos that I have created as well as found. So just so you remember, each of these pages with the readings and videos are going to be put on your to-do list so that you know to read them and look at them before the assignments. You can also download and print these pages if that's how you learn better. You can also use the immersive reader if you'd like it read to you. You can also just read from the page itself. So this is going to go over some basics about what reference materials are. It's going to then go into what reference books, how they're used in a library specifically. And then we're also going to be looking at different things to consider and why we're going to be looking at this specifically. We have a document that talks about the different types of reference sources. So you're getting this in multiple ways. You have the text above, and then you have this document to give kind of examples so you can see them physically. And then we have a video on parts of a reference book. And this is me going over some physical reference books, where they're located, why there's a separate index, and things like that. So definitely take a look at that. And then there's a section in this reading about where you can find reference materials from the Neely Library. So from Santa Ana College's library that you have access to. There's Gale eBooks, there's the History Study Center, there's the physical reference section at a local library. Well, typically they'll have this. It doesn't have to be Santa Ana College, or an online encyclopedia, right? Or an online atlas or things like that. So once you've finished looking at that, you're then going to take a self-assessment. Now, if you would rather not do that, that's totally fine. There's no points associated with this. This is really just so you have an opportunity to tell me how you feel you're doing in the course, or if there's anything I can help you with at the point of need, okay? So that's what this is about. You can turn it in any way you find helpful. You can record yourself, you can record audio, you can upload like a PowerPoint or a mood board or a GIF, however you want me to tell you or want to tell me how you're feeling about the course, you can do so within this assignment. Next is you're going to be utilizing Pronto this week. So make sure you know how to use Pronto. You don't have to download the app to use Pronto. It is available just on your desktop or on however you're using Canvas. It's available through that. It does work better as the phone app, but you don't have to use it that way. So basically what you're going to be doing here, there is a link that's going to show you how to use Pronto. So there's a lot of different links here to kind of how to use that. But I made a little study group in Pronto that matches exactly your semester-long study group in the course. And that's who you're going to be talking to this week over in Pronto. So not a discussion board, you're going to be talking in Pronto. And basically what you're going to be doing is after you reflect on the readings and the videos, you're going to answer these questions, but you're going to answer them within your study group space in Pronto. So for this assignment, after you're reflecting, you're going to do some independent research. You're going to locate a reference work at a library. You can do this in person, or you can do this online. Remember, we already know how to find online library websites, and we did library tours, so we know that this is easily done. In your Pronto study group space, you're going to add a picture of your reference work or a permalink of the catalog record or a screenshot, however you want to present this information to your study group. And then you're going to type out why you think this is a reference work and what type of reference work you think it is and who would need to use such a work. So you have the why, the what, and the who that you're going to be typing into this. And then you're going to kind of respond to some of your group mates. There's no set amount of interaction that you need to conduct, but you do need to do something with your group mates. So you need to give a thumbs up, you need to ask questions, maybe share experiences, that type of thing. Also, if you see somebody adding a reference work, do not add the same reference work. If you happen to have found the same one, apologies, but whoever added it first is the one who's going to be able to use that one. If I see you adding the same reference work that one of your group mates did, I will ask you to resubmit the assignment. We have resources to need, so like how do you access Pronto? How do you know who's in your group, which you should know that before this week. And how do I make a permalink, just in case you need that. Okay, and then I have a rubric for how you're going to be graded on that. Make sure you look that over. I also am giving you this information ahead of time. The resume and cover letter introduction workshop is not due this week, but you are going to be given, I believe, 2 weeks to complete this. It should take you no longer than 30 minutes to complete this, though. The instructions for how to see this are all present. So just make sure that you look over this in order to complete this on time. It's not due until September 20th. Next, and this is due next week, but I wanted to try to get as much of this information in as possible so I can start getting you accounts, is information about the final project. So you'll be getting little surveys every other week so that I can stay up to date on your progress with your final project. And then, like every other week, you have your help and your above and beyond information that is available for you. All right, let me know if you have any questions, but this is week 4.